Hello everyone. Thank you for joining Simply Crochet today. I appreciate all of you. We are going to do a really cute stitch, and we will begin with a slip knot. And this is called the Elizabeth stitch. Now I will make a note here that I did a couple months ago do a tutorial on the Elizabeth braid. That is different than this stitch. They do have the same name. However, this is a different stitch, and this is a great stitch for beginners. And I am working with a light yarn here, a lightweight yarn with a F hook or 3.75 millimeter hook. And we will begin with multiple of 2 chains. I am going to start with maybe 16 chains. After you determine the width of your project in multiple of 2s, you will then add 4 more chains. So to begin, again, I am just going to do a sample with about 16 chains. So you'll want to pause the video at this moment. I decided to do multiple of 2, and I did 20 chains here for this sample. Therefore, I am going to add the 4 chains. So the total of chains here is 24 chains if you want to follow along with this. Okay, so to begin, we are going to insert our hook into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will insert your hook into that 4th chain, draw up a loop, and you'll have 2 chains on your hook, and then you will yarn over. You will insert your hook into that same chain, draw up a loop, and you will have 4 loops on your hook, and you will draw through all 4, and then chain 1. And that is how simple that Elizabeth stitch is. Let's do that again. We will skip a chain, and in the next chain you will insert your hook, draw up a loop, 2 loops, yarn over, go into that same chain, draw up another loop. You have 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4 loops, and then chain 1. And you will repeat this all the way across. Again, skip a chain, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert in the same chain, draw up another loop, 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4 loops. It's somewhat similar to a puff stitch, not quite, but it is somewhat similar to a puff stitch. Then after that you will chain 1. So again, skip a chain, draw up a loop, yarn over, insert in the same chain, 4 loops, and go through all 4 loops, and then chain 1. So if you want to just continue down the row and pause the video at this time. We are at the end of this first row, and you should have 2 stitches left. You will skip that stitch and then do your last Elizabeth stitch in there, yarning over, draw in the same last chain, 4 loops, yarn over and go through. And this is what your first row should look like. Okay, you will then chain 1, and then always do 2 additional chains. So a total of 3 chains at the end, and then you will turn your work. Okay, now we will do another Elizabeth stitch, but I'm going to show you where to locate the space which you will be doing, inserting your hook. So you have this Elizabeth stitch from the previous row. Then you have this space right here, and then you have another yarn going vertical, and then you have another space right here. You want to go into this space, the one next to the stitch, not to the left but to the right of that. So let's do that. You will insert your hook right here, draw up a loop, 2 loops, yarn over, go into that same space, draw up another loop. So you have your 4 loops, yarn over and go through all 4, and then chain 1. So let's do that again. Again, here's your Elizabeth stitch from the previous row, and you want to go into this space right here. Again, this space right here, insert your hook, draw up a loop, 2 loops, yarn over, go into that same space, draw up a loop, and 4 loops, and then chain 1. So again, you want to just continue this stitch all the way across on this second row, and this is a repeat row for the remainder of your project. You want to pause the video. Here we are at the end of the second row, and as you can see how pretty this Elizabeth stitch is right here. It does kind of crisscross. We are now at the end of the second row, and you will want to do your last Elizabeth stitch right here, right before that turning chain. So you want to make sure that you do that one last Elizabeth stitch right there. Okay, now we will chain 1 and then 2 additional chains. So 3 chains altogether at the end. You will turn your work, and now we will do an Elizabeth stitch at the bottom of the chain 3. So you can see here you have your chain 3, and right there you have that space, and that's where you want to begin by inserting your hook, drawing up a loop, yarn over into that same space, draw up a loop, and go through all 4 and chain 1. So again, this will be repeat again into that space, I think with me using this lightweight yarn, it's really delicate and would be beautiful for a sweater, for a lightweight sweater, but can be used for any project. You can pause the video. I'll be right back. Here we are with a larger sample of this Elizabeth stitch. I hope you've all enjoyed this tutorial today. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And share that video with any family or friends you might have that would enjoy this. If you're a new viewer, please subscribe to Simply Crochet. We're just doing some really fun stitches at the moment. We're doing beginner stitches, some intermediate, but beginner, and we will move up as we go. So hope you're all having a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.